So now that it's your turn to design your own building, you need to decide if you're going to create a symmetrical building or castle, palace, whatever you'd like to create, such as this one, or if you'd like to create something that is asymmetrical and that is different on both sides, but still balanced. It still weighs the same. There's another example right there. Okay, so the first thing I do is always the same. I pick up my pencil and write my name and class code and flip it. You also need to decide if your paper is going to be vertical for a tall palace or castle, or if it will be horizontal. So if it's going to be horizontal, keep it this way. And that's what I think that I'm going to create something like this. Now, last week we also went over the saying, press light until you get it right. And just in case, you need to press light. Okay? In your purple picture packet, you've got some idea sheets to look at. You may look at these designs. This is the palace, the St. Basil's Cathedral, other castles, things like that. These are just for ideas. I do not want you to copy, but you can go ahead and use these for a resource. And you've also got some drawing templates. In case you need help getting started, you can use these as a tracer. You can use part of them. You can use all of them. You could also use a ruler to get started. So I like to start in the middle of my picture, and I also like to start with this template because it's a pretty good rectangular size. And I'm not actually going to use the whole thing. I'm just going to go ahead and use the middle of it and trace lightly in case I want to change it, the middle. And I'm going to leave a little bit of room. Maybe I'll use this as a straight edge to create the bottom. Now the next thing I might create on either side is some sort of tower or larger structure. You do not have to do this exact design. This is just my design. You're more than welcome to come up with anything your heart desires. So I might use this one and kind of trace this side and this side. And if you recall last year when we created our cakes, we talked about a cylinder usually has a curved bottom and then maybe a curved top as well. So now I need to decide, am I going to create this exactly the same? Am I going to create it a little bit different? I might make this one a little bit skinnier. So I might only trace this side here. Maybe I'll move that over and trace this side. And maybe I'll make this curve down because this is going to be one of those onion dome things like that you saw in the cathedral. But this bottom will also still be curved. Maybe I'll go ahead and draw, I don't know, maybe I'll freehand draw like a little top with some, this is called battlement. Up, down, over, down, up, down, over, down. Maybe some sort of, maybe I'll make another little tower. Maybe a big roof or something funny on top of this. So you can go ahead and create your building however, I just turned that oops into a beautiful oops. Did you see that? Create your building however your heart desires. And don't worry about any of the details today. Next week we'll talk about adding your little textures and all your different details. Just get your basic building shapes on your paper today and have fun.